What's up, guys? Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lanturn, bringing you guys our playoff quarterfinals team builder, taking on Revan and the Green Bay Gallades. I did finish in first seed, and given my selection, I picked the 8th seed. So in Zipstrike, actually, playoffs was identical to how like a normal playoff structure would work, like 1 versus 8, 2 versus 7, 3 versus 6, 4 versus 5, which is really funny that it worked out that way. It just so happened that it worked out. Yeah, you probably can't hear the fan in the background right now because there's probably music going on, but it is a heat dome here. It is like ridiculously hot, and it's actually not even possible for me to have any of the windows open because we have the worst air quality in the world today, which is not what I would have expected, because I live in Canada, but the smoke from the wildfires is coming on really strong. So just sort of adding more personal touch to the video with that. But this week has been really difficult in terms of heat and smoke. So we'll see how this goes. Maybe my brain didn't process this correctly. I'm started on Genesect when I did not mean to be. I meant to be on Garchomp, so apologies for that. Revan's team has not changed since the last time we played him, but mine has because I dropped Aggron for Yanmega. The last time we played Revan was week 8, and we lost because Darkrai flinched us, which is why I picked Revan. I would have picked Joey if Joey made it through, but Joey did not make it through because Lux beat us. Right? That's the reason. No, he still could have made it through even though Lux beat us if he had won, but I think he lost in the last week to Gareth. And yeah, so I would have picked Joey because it wasn't a rematch, but like quite actually every single person except for Mike was a rematch, and Mike never wins quarters. Like that's been a curse for him. He's been playing here since season 4, I think, and he's made playoffs every season and hasn't made it past quarterfinals in any of the seasons, I believe. So I wanted to give him a bit of a shot, and also I don't want to be the person that would knock him out. Like, even if he beats me, like, I don't want to be the person that he, like, finally makes it to semis against, and I also don't want to be the person that knocks him out again, because he expressed some frustration to me at the end of last season about how he's just constantly in this rut. Anyways, let's talk about Revan's team. He's got Mew, Skarmory, Amoonguss, Darmanitan, Runerigus, Lanturn, Mega Audino, Darkrai, Kommo-o, Aurorus, and Dottler. Priority options for him with the Mew with Vacuum Wave and Sucker Punch, Darkrai with Sucker Punch. Hazard setting, he's got the Mew with Rocks and Spikes and Toxic Spikes, Skarmory with Rocks and Spikes, Runerigus with Rocks and Toxic Spikes, Kommo-o with Rocks, Aurorus with Rocks, and Dottler with Webs. Removal options is the Mew with Defog, Skarmory with Defog, that's it. 4 times weaknesses is the Kommo-o to Fairy and Aurorus to Steel and Fighting. In terms of what he brought last time, he brought Mew, which was a Dragon Dance set, I believe. Skarmory, I don't know what that one was. He sacked it. Amoonguss, another one that I don't know. He sacked it. Both of them got sacked to Genesect. Runerigus, which I believe is physically defensive, or no, it might have been specially defensive for Runerigus, actually. I think to handle Genesect, or semi-handle Genesect. I just remember that I believe it got Rocks up against me, and might have Earthquaked Slowking or something along those lines. Darkrai, which was Scarfed last time. It was Scarfed Darkrai. And Kommo-o, which was Iron Defense Body Press with Toxic against me last time. I'm expecting, honestly, probably the same lineup. I've privated the videos that he didn't have a chance to go back and watch them to see what I was bringing. But he can look at the replay and see if he wants to change some things up. A couple of things that he didn't bring that I'm scared of. No longer the Mega Audino. I was more scared of the Mega Audino last time because I was bringing Mega Gyarados last time, which is not coming this time, but we'll get into that in a sec. So I'm not scared of Mega Audino, but in terms of what I'm not, like Darmanitan is the big one that didn't come last time that I'm pretty terrified of. So I prepped a little bit harder for Darmanitan this time, which in a sense also helps me prep for Kommo-o, because I think that it'll be physical Kommo-o. It doesn't really make sense to have special Kommo-o along with Darkrai and possibly special Mew, but he also brought physical Mew last time, so there's a lot of stuff going on there. Let's talk about what I brought last time. I brought Genesect, which is, I'm bringing almost the identical Genesect set, but not quite. I brought Cinderace, Slowking, which is not coming, Mimikyu, which is still coming, Kecleon, which is my Darkrai answer that's not coming anymore, and Mega Gyarados, which I thought could set up on Darkrai, but he brought Thunderbolt. Pardon me. It's just, yeah, I inhaled a little bit of smoke after getting in the car, and it's just coming back to bite me It's really bad, guys. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so Mega Gyarados, which came last time, and I thought it could be a decent Darkrai answer, and still handle things, but it's not. Like, this team is a decent one to run a Dragon set on, but it's really not that good. In hindsight, I probably should have brought just like a 4-attack set or something, but I'm not bringing it again this time, so it's irrelevant. It was also stopped by a lot of stuff. I was scared last time of Fizdef Skarmory and Fizdef Amoonguss because, in my mind, they're the only things holding Mimikyu back. I think that that's still a valid option. Mimikyu is still a win con for me in this matchup. But let's start. Let's talk about what I'm bringing different. So this time I'm bringing Tangrowth, Garchomp, and Thundurus Therian instead of Slowking, Kecleon, and Mega Gyarados, which I think should make a little bit of a difference. Tangrowth is going to be a better Special Sponge overall than the Kecleon against the Darkrai. If he wants to bring Scarf again, he's not going to be able to break me. If he wants to bring Specs, he'll have a harder time breaking me. Like, Kecleon can switch into a few attacks, and it can hit back, which is useful for the Kecleon, but, you know, you sort of have to actually play around with how that's going to work with Protean. What I should have done last time, actually, potentially, was bring Color Change, which actually would have helped me a lot against the Darkrai rather than being Protean. Resisting Dark Pulse spam, resisting Thunderbolt spam. The only thing he would have had to lock himself into like Focus Blast, which would have really sucked for him. So, yeah, the Darkrai, that game was a win, except for the fact that Darkrai flinched my Mimikyu and crit my Cinderace, both of which lived the hits and would have killed the Darkrai. So lots of stuff went wrong with the Darkrai that match, which is kind of why, like, one of the reasons why I underrate Darkrai probably a little bit is because I just think that, especially this season, he's just gotten so lucky with this Pokemon that it's incredible. So I wanted to take out the luck early, and also this was the easiest matchup that I could find. A couple of the other people that I could have picked I just recently played. Like, I played Zane back in week 9, but I couldn't pick him anyways because he was 2nd seed. I played Amish in week 11, but I didn't want to pick him because I played him so recently. I played Lux in week 12, but I didn't want to pick him because I lost him. Well, I wasn't really trying, but I lost to him after not trying. And I didn't want to, yeah, I didn't want to, like, play him back-to-back. That would have really sucked. And then who else? I could have played Savage, but, like, I kind of, like, blew him out of the water with Bulk Ups. Excuse me, Bulk Up Cinderace, and that matchup was a lot scarier than I had given it credit for, so there were a few things going on there, but I think overall the easiest time that I had was against Revan, and I think that I can have an equally, relatively easy time with that here. So, finally, getting into my team now, like 8 minutes in, Fizdef Garchomp is for the Darmanitan, of course, which I'm really scared of coming, but I punished the Fizdef Darmanitan very, very effectively. This can also punish physically offensive Mew. I've got Roar for both the Mew and the Como if it wants to set up on me. Yeah, I'm bringing Dragon Claw not to hit Megadno because I really don't give a crap about Megadno with Garchomp, but to hit the Como-O. If I really need to hit the Como-O, if it's like a setup variant of Como-O, and I really need to get away off to hit it, then I'm going to do that. It could be, oh my god, it could be, do I get Dragon Tail? Oh, thank god I figured that one out. I just realized that it could definitely be soundproof, and that Roar would be completely irrelevant. So I'm glad I swapped to Dragon Tail last second there. Holy shit. Dragon Tail can obviously miss. Roar is much better against like sub Mew, but if it's soundproof Como, what would you be bulletproof for? I guess it's probably bulletproof for Cinderace. It's probably bulletproof for Cinderace, but just in case it's soundproof, we're running Dragon Tail. Yeah, Rock's valuable against this team, I think. Breaks 30 on the Skarmory, which is important, unless he's boots Skarmory for some reason. Punishes the Darmanitan as well, which is another reason for them. But Darkrai limits switch-ins, things like that. Mew should limit switch-ins unless it's boots. Punishes the Aurorus unless it's boost if the Aurorus even shows up. Dottler is like the only thing I don't think is coming. I didn't think it was coming last time. Don't think it's coming this time. Any of the other 10 could probably show up. Although Aurorus is lower on my list, Aurorus can beat Tangrowth and Slowking, so dangerous there. It's also a reasonably effective Garchomp and Mega Gyarados and Thundurus killer. So it's terrifying, actually. It's pretty terrifying. Yeah, I don't know that there's much more to talk about with Garchomp. Toxic just for, like, Ruiner, I guess, and Megadno. Mew in a pinch, I guess. Como in a pinch. Lantern in a pinch. Those sort of things. Genesect. Oh, I'm running speed on the Garchomp for no speed Mew. Genesect. I'm running Chill Drive again. So I ran this set last time, mostly. I just ran 4 attacks against him last time, actually, and I ran a ton of speed. I'm running a ton of speed again. I'm outspeeding Darmanitan just like I was last time, but I'm running, why do I have physical attack? I think I had extreme speed on this at one point, and now I don't. I have rock polish over extreme speed, so we're not going to run any physical attack, that's for sure. We're going to put an HP, and I don't need to be hasty. I can be timid. There we go. Yeah, so Ice Technoblast, like I said the last time, he's actually just doesn't have an answer to it. His best bet is going to be the Lanturn, which gets melted by Bug Buzz, or the Darmanitan, which actually can resist all 3 of these hits. So Darmanitan is the biggest problem to the Genesect set, but Darmanitan is frail, and if I can chip it first before getting a Rock Polish off the Genesect, then I'm in a solid spot. Everything else will just get bopped. The Amoonguss, the Como, the Skarmory, they're all dying to Technoblast. Runeriga should die to Technoblast. Darkrai will die to Bug Buzz. Mew will die to Bug Buzz. Audino should be handled by Flash Cannon. Same with Aurorus. Dottler will be handled by Bug Buzz. So the Genesect is really, really solid as a win condition this game. I actually have 3 really good win conditions. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I picked this matchup, because I think it works pretty beneficially for me. So that's the Genesect. Like I said, I'm outspeeding the Darmanitan. Thundy T, which is not something I brought last time, but I looked at his team and I'm like, wow, Nasty Plot Thundy T goes ham. And there's only one mon that naturally outspeeds it. So I think Scarf Darmanitan is going to have to come to revenge this. If it doesn't, maybe Thundy pops off. I actually live Specs Dark Pulse from full. Granted, I'm probably not going to be full if I have to Nasty Plot on something, but I can always threaten out something like a Skarmory. Maybe that's it. Maybe just a Skarmory, but I could threaten a Skarmory with a Nasty Plot and Nasty Plot on that turn. T-Bolt hits the Skarmory. It's going to hit the Mew really well. It's going to hit the Audino really well. It's going to hit the Darkrai. It's going to hit the Darmanitan, the Aurorus, and the Dottler for me. It's probably going to be Volt Absorb Lanturn if I'm guessing correctly. Although he could be Water Absorb. I don't know what he'd be Water Absorb for, but yeah, he could be Volt Absorb for sure. Psychic is there for the Como-O, which resists normally, and it's going to be the strongest move to hit the Lanturn, as well as the Amoonguss. And then Dark Pulse is there for the Runerigus. That's the only reason that I have Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse is just a little bit safer than Grass Knot. And I felt that getting a Dark Pulse off was the flinch possibility is there, right? So Dark Pulse is just, it's safer than Grass Knot for things switching into to Thundy, especially the Amoonguss and the Como-O. Dark Pulse is going to do more than Grass Knot to both of them, and then I can just Psychic them after. And it's a potential way to hit Mew if I really need that extra tiny bit of damage. I don't know. I had options, right? But I went with Dark Pulse in the end. I am running just max speed to outspeed Mew. The extra 4 EVs really does not matter. Max special attack, 4 EVs in defense doesn't change the calc against Darmanitan all that much. I still die. Excuse me, wouldn't be my video if I was not yawning. But I still died to the Flare Blitz from Darmanitan, so there you go. Mimikyu is the win con again. So last time I actually had the same set, but with... did I have a different... I'm pretty sure I still had leftovers. So I think this is the same set as last time, except I swapped Screech out for Taunt. In case of Taunt Whirl... so I can Taunt Whirlwind or Spore from the Amoonguss, possibly. It could just clear Smock me, right? But I could Taunt Spore, or I could Taunt the Audino. So this lets Audino be a little bit of a setup fodder kind of mon. Potentially lets me Taunt Rocks off of the Como. I think Taunt holds a lot of utility, and I don't know really what I had Screech there for. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it was just for doubly being able to beat Skarmory, but I think that Skarmory needs to be handled by everything else. And I actually think Skarmory is really pressured to not be able to wall Mimikyu. So Mimikyu turns into a pretty viable win condition as long as I don't get flinched by the fucking Darkrai again. That'd be really nice, actually. I'm pretty sure I got flinched and then crit, or double flinched. Something happened. Something happened. Oh, I know what it was. I missed Pyro Ball against Mew, and so I had to blow my Disguise against the Mew last time, and then he crit me. No, then he flinched me with Darkrai. And then he crit my Cinderace. Oh, absolutely ridiculous. I'm so mad about that game still. Anyways, this Mimikyu should be fine. It outspeeds Darmanitan. and it's a solid win con. Tangrowth, like I said, is the special sponge this week. I'm running physical Tangrowth though over special. I don't really know why. Why am I doing this? I think it's just so that I'm not like walled by Komao, honestly. And like I'm still kind of walled by Komao, but I have better options on the physical side to hit it than special. So Brick Break is like a reasonable way to hit the Darkrai. You know, he does have possible screens. There's a Veil on the Aurorus, so I wanted to tech Brick Break on somewhere anyways. I have Body Slam, which is my best move to hit the Komao. I can potentially paralyze some things. Poison Jab for the Audino, which is likely not going to be that much of an issue. Poison Jab is probably not going to see much use. And then Power Whip as my main stab move there. Fully specially defensive. It's a Tangrowth. And then last but not least is Cinderace, which I think is pretty much the same set, but I changed a few things around. So it's not the same set at all, actually. But I do have Court Change because he's got a ton of hazards, and I really don't want those on my side. So Court Change is there, especially if there's webs. I don't want to be screwing around with webs at all with Genesect, so I do have the Court Change there to get rid of those. Pyro Ball will beat everything that's not named Como, honestly, and Lanturn. But yeah, Pyro Ball is really good outside of Como, and last time Como came, so I'm bringing Zen Headbutt for the Como. I don't know how much it's going to do, but Zen Headbutt is there for that. I had Gunk Shot last time, I think, for the Audino, and I'm like, whatever. I'll just Pyro Ball it or like U-turn into Genesect or something. It does get Flamethrower, so probably U-turn into Tangrowth and then like Genesect or something. But yeah, and then yeah, U-turn is the last move for momentum. I think I ran a bit more of an offensive set last time with like Adamant. I'm running a much more defensive set, so this has a ton of bulk on it because I'm running Jolly. I'm outspeeding Mew with this. Max attack, and then yeah, I've got 152 HP because I'm able to run Jolly in this matchup. Like I could have run Adamant and run basically like no HP investment, but I'm running Jolly so that I get a ton of HP investment, so that's pretty much it. In terms of what I'm not bringing, let's go over this. So, Slowking came last time. I think I'm not bringing it this time because it was just like a victim of the Darkrai, and it didn't end up doing as much as I had hoped. I think I brought it mainly as like a stopper to the Mew. I believe I had Dragon Tail on it last time as well, so I was scared of like set up Mew, and then he brought like Darkest Lariat anyways, so it was kind of a pain in the ass. Kecleon, like I kind of went through that already. Tangrowth is just the better sponge for it in this one, I think. Mega Gyarados I'm not bringing because I brought it last time and it was terrible. Hitmonchan, just the same as last time. It does not have a matchup here. Yanmega is definitely something that could have a matchup, and I looked into Yanmega. I thought about some speed boost sets for this game, but I do think that Lanturn might be showing up this time, sort of as a stopgap for the Yanmega. Or Mega Audino as a stopgap for the Yanmega. Like Bug Buzz Air Slash with the speed boost set is fine. The issue being that I don't really need more than one speed boost to kind of like go ham, so there's that. Like it's not the ideal matchup for speed boost. You'd probably want Tinted Lens most of the time for the Skarmory. So I thought about Choice Specs, but then like Bug Buzz gets walled by Como. So that is one of the reasons why the Como would be soundproof this time over bulletproof, because Como can kind of like just handle Pyro Ball still anyways. Like it just naturally resists it. So he might just opt into being, soundproof for Roar. Roar, Garchomp, and Bug Buzz Yanmega. So that is the team. I'm feeling reasonably confident going into this one, and we'll see how it goes. I really hope to advance to semis, but you know, if it's not in the cards, it's not in the cards. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the team, and we'll catch you guys for the match.